Brawlers, baby.
Good day, everyone. This is Vince Colosso with the Brawlers Sports Boxing Show News. Jamal James versus Radghab Butaev, the final press conference, quotes and photos. Jamal James versus Radghab Butaev, final press conference. It will be previewing the fights coming up live on Showtime Championship Boxing on October 30th. Now, it's a triple header, and it takes place October 30th, as I said, from Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas. The WBA welterweight champion Jamal Shango James and unbeaten contender Radghab Butaev went face-to-face at a final press conference Thursday before they meet in the Showtime main event this Saturday, October 30th, in a premier boxing champions event. Now, the press conference was held on Thursday, just a couple of days before, and it also featured undefeated rising welterweight star Jaron Ennis and veteran contender Thomas Delorme, who meet in the co-main event, plus exciting unbeaten lightweight contender Michel Rivera and Argentina's Mateus Romero, who square off to open the telecast at 10 p.m. That's about 9 p.m. Central Time and 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Now, here's what they had to say. Let's start with the third bout. That's Michel Rivera and Mateus Romero. This is what Romero had to say. Now, Romero, he has a record of 24-1 with 8 big KOs. He said, I learned against Isaac Cruz how to fight here on this stage and what it's like to fight here in the U.S. This time, I'm way better prepared. I got the experience from 12 rounds, and I learned a lot. I'm going to be even better in this fight. You see, we know each other well, and I believe I have everything I need to walk out with victory. I'm going to listen to my coach and make sure I stay focused from the first round until the end. I had a very short camp for my last fight. I prepared as well as I could. I had a much longer and better camp this time. It's going to be a different performance. And everyone is going to see what I can do. Now, that's when Mateus Romero, 24-1 with 8 KO. Michel Rivera, he's 21-0 with 14 KO. He says, I've been training hard for this moment. I know I have to stay in control during this fight. I'm staying focused. I've been working hard to show that I'm the future of boxing. I know Romero has good experience, but he's standing in my way. I want to win this fight and get to big fights. I'm going to be the king of 135 pounds. None of the contenders are going to want to fight me. And finally, he says, this is a guy, Romero, who has experience. I have heavy hands. Everyone knows I have conditioning too. I'm ready for 15 rounds. I'm just on another level than him. Everyone will know this on Saturday night. Now in the co-main event featuring Thomas Delorme, who has a record of 25 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, and 16 big KOs against Jaron Ennis, who's 27-0 with 25 big KOs. Now, Thomas Delorme, he said that I'm very thankful for my team for getting me on this big card. I'm ready for this fight on Saturday night, and I'm going to put on a great performance and surprise everyone. You don't always need strength in boxing to overcome obstacles. You need experience and technique. I believe I have those attributes, and it's going to help me come out on top. I sparred all the best, and I'm going to use it in my fight. On Saturday, it's going to be different because I'm putting in great work day after day to be ready. We've been training to climb back up to the elite. After Saturday, we'll be back on top of the world again. Ennis is a good fight, but his best win was against Sergey Lipinets, who was a 440-pounder. I don't think he has the experience yet to overcome a fighter like myself. Now, Jaron Ennis, he counters with, Delorme said he has experience, but I've been boxing all of my life since before I could walk. I've sparred pros since I was 12. This is nothing new to me, and he's going to see that on Saturday night. I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, and that's putting on dominating performances. Everyone knows I'm in and out of like a robbery. On Saturday night, you can expect fireworks. I'm going to look good and come out victorious in knockout fashion. We're not looking for the knockout. We're going to let it come naturally, and it's definitely going to come. I feel great at welterweight. I can make 147 as long as I want. I'm on weight right now. I'll be ready to rock and roll Saturday night. Once I get all these belts, then I'll start thinking about 154 pounds. I feel like I'm the most talented welterweight in the division, and I'm great at everything I can fight. I can fight from either side, and I can box or fight on the inside. A lot of guys don't want to prepare for someone who can do all that. Let's say that again. I feel I'm the most talented welterweight in the division. I'm great at everything. I can fight from either side, and I can box or fight from the inside. A lot of guys don't want to prepare for someone who can do all of that I can do. After I make this statement on Saturday night, I'm ready to keep moving up the ladder. I'm from Philly, so everyone knows I have that dog in me. It's been in me. I'm ready to go and move on to bigger and better things. I watched some of Delorme's fight against Amantas Stanionis, but I'm not Stanionis. I'm a whole different fighter. Talent-wise, skill-wise, power-wise, I'm on a whole different level. Watching me is one thing, and when you're on in there with me, it's a whole different thing. I'm not worried about what Delorme did against other fighters. I'm going to do me and put on a beautiful performance for everyone watching. I'm coming home victorious with that knockout. And finally, the main event. Jamal James puts his title up on the line. WBA welterweight champion puts his title up against the line. He's 27-1, 12 big KOs against undefeated Radghab Butaev, who's 13-0 with 10 KOs. Butaev says, I've had a lot of experience in the amateurs and pros. I believe in myself and I believe in my experience. We had a great camp and everything went as planned. On Saturday, I'm here to prove I'm the next world champion in this division. I believe that everything I've been through will be the difference in this fight. Fighters have different advantages against different opponents, but the most important advantage is the will for victory. I believe that my will is at the highest level. I had a long amateur career, but now that I'm working with Joel Diaz as my trainer, we're working more on the professional style. I'm working on sitting down on my punches and loading up a little bit more. We're going to bring out the action. We're going to bring the action to the ring. That's what the fans love. I'm bringing that Mexican style. Fans love brawls, and that's what we're working on. I'm ready to bring the war to the ring. I don't know what's going to happen in the ring, but I'll be ready for whatever he brings. I don't know exactly what he's going to do, but I'll be prepared for it. Here's what the champion had to say, Jamal James. 27-1 with 12 big KOs. We're at the top level here. Everyone on this stage is a top level fighter. We're all going to bring our very best Saturday night. At this level, everyone hits hard. We're not fighting cupcakes. Every opponent you get in there with can hurt you. I've been in there with guys who hit extremely hard, and I beat them. It's nothing new to me. We're here in Las Vegas, headlining on Showtime, and it's time for me to let people know that I've been at this top level. I want to get those opportunities against the top fighters. The welterweight division is stacked. We have a bunch of great talent, and it's time for some of the new guys to get their names up there. I'm not overlooking Butaev. I have to get past the fight first, but I want to run that back against Jordanis Ugas. He's a great fighter. I didn't have a full camp when I fought against him. I don't like to make excuses because he was the better man that night. But I think if we both have full camps, it could definitely be a different story. I'm not ducking anybody. I want to win Ugas' title and make them one WBA champion. I definitely would be ready to take on Ennis or whatever it is after that. I'm just happy to have this opportunity to get back in the ring. I'm going to listen to my corner and follow through with their instructions. I trust them with my life. If they tell me to be offensive or if they tell me to box, I trust them. Finally, he says, representing my city of Minneapolis gives me extreme motivation. When you look at the history of boxing, it's a sport that brings people together during hard times. It gives people the chance to take their minds off serious trouble that they're dealing with. My city has shown me a lot of love, and that gives me extra motivation. Well, you've heard it from all 6 fighters. You've heard from the top undercard fight, that's Rivera and Romero, and then you've heard from the co-main event, Ennis versus Delorme. And now you just heard from the main event, Jamal James and Radghab Butaev for the WBA welterweight title. It's all coming down on Showtime live October 30th at the Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay in Los Angeles. Whoever wins is going to move up in the division. Whoever loses is going to have to regroup and seriously think about what they're going to have to do. It's Halloween Eve, and so it's the night of the living Beatdowns. Let's go, champ.
Brawlers, baby.